So the bread has been resting about 15 minutes. You can see it's nicely splayed out a little bit. It's just really eased out. I should have put a little flour between these, but that's all right. There we go, nice and loose. And so now is the final shaping. So this is your nice smooth top. Remember we put that scrunched together side down there. So now we're gonna make our boule. So you take one of these, and I try to get a little bit of the flour off. This is still the top. I put the top on the bottom and I start pulling it up. And I'm pulling it up from all quadrants, being very careful not to tear the dough. So just keep going around and pulling it up until you sort of have it like that. And I roll it over and then I turn it. And now I'm forming it onto itself. You see how it's stretching, it's coming across and stretching under. And it's just getting nicely smooth and tight on the top. And as you pull it together, it's catching on the board on itself, and you look underneath and it's all come together beautifully. That's pretty good. I've learned to do it this way. You can also use your scraper if you want and keep pushing it under, but I find the board gives enough friction and tension to pull this nicely and tightly on itself. And then I make sure I've got some flour on my hands, and I usually dust a little bit more on top like that. Turn it over, take it like this and into the banneton. Just set it in gently, that's good. Okay, you can watch me do another one. Again, over, get a little of the flour off, doesn't matter if there's flour inside. Pull it together, and again, you're being careful not to tear it as you're pulling it up. So just do it so that you're stretching it. You're already getting it nicely tightened together and over, and you can see the top is coming together beautifully. It's getting it. Oops. If your hands start to stick, just rub them in the flour. Just keep doing that and letting the tension of the board and the dough tighten itself. You see how it comes together here. It's just going in. Okay, and if it's not quite together there, you can just pinch it together a little bit, doesn't matter. Again, I put a little flour on the top, like this, and into the banneton. And I'm going to do another one. This one I'm not going to talk about, I'm just going to do it quickly like I usually do it. Hear that nice squeak of the dough. And sometimes you can see you don't quite get it right under, so that's sometimes when I just take this and just give it a little push underneath and get it going. Seems nice. Using up some of that flour on the board. And now the last one is a little different because I'm using a different shape banneton. This is going to be that shape, which is called a batar. So what I do with that one, well, I do several things. Sometimes I fold it on itself like this, and then I roll it. Just roll it up in a little roll like this and just keep rolling it up. So you're almost together there. And I just keep, this is going to be my good side, so I'm aware of that. So what I want to do is make sure it's not going to stick, and from here then I go, and they call this knitting or just stitching it. I just grab a little bit up from the side here and pull it over, pull this and put it on top, let it stick, let it stick, let it stick, let it stick, all the way down. Like that. Okay, that's going together nicely. Have a little flour handy because it's sticky now because and it has to come underneath a little bit like that. Just pull these up and stick them together, and I do another pull, stitching it along. Again, gently so that you don't tear the dough and it doesn't stick to your fingers, basically. Okay, there's lots of videos online you can watch too to do this, I'm sure. And I've got lots of flour there when I roll it over so that it doesn't stick. I just want to make sure it's nice and warm. And nice and tight on the top and sort of even. This is probably not my best example of doing this because I'm being watched. Okay, so that's basically it. Twist those around a little bit. When you're done, this is your nice top. So again, I just flour it a little bit just so it doesn't stick anywhere. Take it like this and set it nicely in the banneton. That's good. And now what I do, I take my shower caps, cap them. I'm going to let them rise for about an hour till maybe it might come up to here, maybe not quite as much. They don't rise a whole lot, but they will somewhat. So just let them do that for about an hour and then in the fridge overnight. That's it.